Hello again. Nelson Barbour, Charles Taze Russell, Three Worlds, Plan of Redemption, the bottom of page 111. He's talking about the abomination of desolation in Daniel chapter 12. He's made an application of it to the Roman Catholic Church. Here he goes. The abomination that maketh desolate can be fixed on the Roman Church as follows. The woman sitting on the scarlet-colored beast, having 7 heads, that is, governments, and 10 horns, that is, divisions, had the name written on her forehead, and the Roman Catholic Church fills the picture. No other church was ever carried by the great Roman Empire, the peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues on which the woman sitteth. A harlot, in Bible language, means a church, the bride of Christ, married to the world, or a union of church and state. The Roman Church was in this sense the first or mother church, and she has had many harlot daughters, church-state organizations which have come out from her. These harlot churches, mother and daughters, are called the abominations of the earth. That's Revelation 17:5. This mother church was drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. Hence she was not only an abomination, but the abomination that maketh desolate. And when that woman took her seat on to the beast, the abomination was set up, from which time these days measure to the end. Go thou thy way to the end, that is, the harvest, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. The woman taking her seat on the beast implies, in fact support the view, that the beast was more or less controlled by the woman. And it is well known that the Roman Empire, once a purely political power, became, to a certain extent, an ecclesiastical power, and acknowledged the supremacy of the church, and that this state of things obtained all through the Dark Ages. But now the supremacy of the Church of Rome has ceased to be thus acknowledged. Therefore the woman who was once seated on the beast has lost her seat, and this part of the prophecy at least is fulfilled. When did she take her seat? How long did she hold it? And when was she unseated? Who is there at this time that claims to understand these already fulfilled prophecies? Not many, and yet God has never yet left himself without witnesses. And the light, the true light, has always been in the church. Those teachers who admit they do not understand are not the ones likely to impart light on these things. And yet the church of God are to have the light. Ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should come upon you as a thief. It does not read, ye brethren are so good that if you are in darkness in relation to the coming of the day of the Lord, it will be well with you. Here is the rock on which many will make shipwreck. You think that because good and earnest Christians of generations past have lived and died with no knowledge of these things, and it certainly was well with them, that you can walk in the good old way your fathers trod, and it will be well with you. These truths were not due in their days. Hence they could not share the responsibility of accepting or rejecting them. You are living when they are a present truth due to the church, and you cannot shirk the responsibility or settle down on the laurels of your fathers. They had responsibilities you have not, while you have your own responsibilities and must stand or fall for yourselves. I'll put a link into our take on the mother church. I totally reject the notion that the Roman church is the mother of the churches. The Roman church actually did not even get its planting till well after there were at least 3, 4, 5 other churches that were central to the early Christian work. And of course the big one is Jerusalem itself. So the mother church is Jerusalem. We did a study on what that church looked like, and I'll put that link on your screen.